Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the 5th match here with Blue-Green Infect. We won the die roll, and yeah, we'd love to play first. Let's take a look at our opener here. One lander, but we have Infect creatures, and it's going to be really hard to give that up. So, I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand. Obviously, if we draw more lands, we can deploy our spells more effectively. Get a breeding pool here just so we have access to blue if we need it. I guess turn off auto yields. Fatal push. Sure. Land is pretty nice here, actually. We can protect the second one with Vines of the Vastwood. Fatal push decks. What is happening here today? I swear, the idea for all of this was so that I could beat up all the people playing Tron and Valakut. But it looks like this is just green-black good stuff. Alright. Blighted Agent, huh? So we have a couple options here. We could play the Blighted Agent, or we could Might of Old Kroza. That brings it to 5. This is, yeah, it's not quite lethal. But if we Might of Old Kroza, then what are the chances our opponent has a Fatal Push? Pretty high. Well, not necessarily high, but I think I'm going to run out the Blighted Agent here, actually. So I could have gotten Might of Old Kroza, but because I didn't have the kill here, that just seems really awkward. Oh god, if they're Jund, actually, and they have, like, push plus bolt, I guess we can save our creature with from a lightning bolt. But again, we're 2-for-1ing ourselves. Ouch. Ouch. Looks like they are shocking here. Yeah, I think I'm going to protect it. Blighted Agents are just so important here. Obviously, a Fatal Push here would be absolutely bonkers. If our opponent starts... Yeah, they can attack here. I guess the attack is kind of not free necessarily, but it's an attack they can make. So if our opponent has another 2-drop here, that would be pretty good for them, yeah. Obviously, it's a shame that we couldn't have used those. So next turn we do have lethal, because we have Might of Old Kroza plus Vines of Vastwood. I think here we just attack with Blighted Agent for 1. Make our opponent think that they are fine. And hopefully they deploy just like a Liliana next turn. And I think we can beat a Liliana. If they go like Liliana down tick. Wow. That's aggressive, but I guess they think they can't win otherwise. What are the chances our opponent has Bolt plus I guess our opponent doesn't actually have any blockers here. It would probably be better to Might the Glistener Elf, I believe. Although I think we just have to go for it here. Oh man, if our opponent has another Lightning Bolt in hand, that's actually going to be pretty sick. Although I think they would have deployed Lightning Bolt a while ago. Maybe I should have blocked with Glistener Elf last turn. Because if I fetch here, yeah, it's still lethal. Oh, was I supposed to lead with Vines? I don't think so. This is actually kind of hard. Again, I'm not an expert at this at all. So if my opponent has like a Terminate or something, Yeah, I think I just have to attack with both. If my opponent has Lightning Bolt here, then they've got the Bolt. I actually guess I could have... Oh, man, I could have kept the Glistener Elf back and had Dryad Arbor, worst case scenario, but... I guess this makes the most sense. Because this... Terminate, yeah. Jund is like a horrible matchup for Infect. What are the chances that... Who's playing Jund in this meta right now? Who's playing Jund? That's... Oh, don't get me started, guys. I like Dispels. I like Spell Pierce less. Although Spell Pierce hits Liliana. So maybe we keep it. Nissa is okay against our opponent. Nature's Claim is bad. Corruptor is bad. Center's Deliverance is bad. So I like these 6 cards here. Against Jund, I think cutting Mutagenics is absolutely correct. You really don't want explosiveness against them. Probably cutting 1 Become Immense as well. And then, so that's enough for Shaper Sanctuary. Maybe I don't need Nissa. Maybe I just need Dispel. So when am I bringing Nissa if not for this matchup, though, right? So let's try to test out Nissa here. Probably cut 1 Might of Old Crows, I guess. Because we really don't want to do things on our main phase all that much. Maybe keep 1 Mutagenic Growth in. No, I'll keep the Might in. I'll keep the Spell Pierce in for potential Liliana of the Veils. Yeah, I like getting a bit more like interactive in this post board game here. Ooh, this is a pretty good hand. I'm gonna keep. The question is, do we run out the Shaper or the Glistener Elf on turn 1? I think we run out the Shaper because turn 2 we want to go Glistener plus Vines. Shapers is one of the best cards in this matchup, I would say. Of course, Thoughtseize here would be kind of rough, but yeah. The fact that we dodged Thoughtseize last game was pretty good for us. So we do have a bit of a land-heavy start here, but in the case that our opponent has another Thoughtseize effect, I do think I should get out this Blighted Mamba right now. Thoughtseize, yep. So that's why I wanted to just get it out. They take the Vines, which makes a lot of sense. Wow, and that's a kill. Bam. Turn 3. Please no Slaughter Pact. Do they have Slaughter Pact in their deck? Alright, no Slaughter Pact. Alright. Okay, on the draw. Things get a little bit more difficult. On the draw, I don't think I want Spell Pierce on the draw. Whoops, that's a Blossoming Defense. I don't think I want Spell Pierce on the draw. But I think Become Immense is so powerful. Maybe I want all 3 of them in this matchup, just because it's a quick kill out of nowhere. Might of Old Crows and Nature's Claim. Yeah, that's tough. With their hand disruption, they can like deploy things. So maybe we want like an extra Infector and another. Well, I'm actually gonna keep the spell. But I think on the draw, having that extra Infect creature can't be bad, especially against a deck with so much removal. Alright, so here we have a threat that can't be taken. So I'm going to keep this hand. Opponent's going to lead on an Inquisition here, most like, or Thoughtseize. Either one works. They can't take our Inkmoth Nexus, which is great for us. I imagine they take one of the protection spells, as that's the most relevant against them. Blossoming Defense makes a lot of sense. I think I'll run out the Inkmoth just so that I can attack next turn if my opponent taps out. So here comes like a Dark Confidant. Sure, that's really good in this matchup. So here, thin the deck, fill the graveyard. Let's get in there for 1. Blood Moon entered the revealed card zone. That's that's really good here. Ouch. Good thing we drew that basic forest, or else this would be real bad. Our opponent would cut themselves off of both green, or just green. They would just cut themselves off green. But of course, under the pressure of an Inkmoth Nexus, the Blood Moon makes a lot of sense to deploy here. And of course, they still get access to red. Bladed Mamba, huh? I did not play around Blood Moon when fetching up that Windswept Heath. But I think we're not winning this game if we don't play a threat. So I can't imagine... They might just die off of their Dark Confidant here, though. That is an avenue to victory. Yep, I'm not blocking here. It's at an awkward point where I'd actually rather terminate, sure. Again, without that second forest, I mean, we just want threats. Ah, come on. Alright, so now any threat other than a Blighted Agent should do the trick. Alright, a Tarmogoyf that they can't cast is good to see. Because our opponent's clock is not that fast. It's 2 damage, and a couple bad rips off of Dark Confidant could kill them. They obviously could always like push their own Dark Confidant though, so the chance that they get to a point where they don't have removal for their Dark Confidant is pretty slim. So that Blood Moon, kind of rough for us. I wonder if my opponent's like thinking, did they deploy like another Dark Confidant here? Maybe not. Become Immense, yeah. All this stuff would be good if we had some Infectors. I really did not expect Blood Moon out of the sideboard. Alright, so they hit a land, which is good for them because Dark Confidant won't kill them. They might have like Chandra here, Torch of Defiance. And maybe we should have kept some number of Spell Pierces for the Blood Moon. It just wasn't on my radar at all. But I guess that comes with experience with the deck. Sure, creature you control. I was gonna say maybe I can, because we could like save their Dark Confidant if that's our like way to win. Yeah. Probably discard this Groundswell. Maybe this might. Man, they reveal another land. Looks like our... Oh, and they drew the basic forest, so we're dead. We're so dead. So they hit us for 2 here. They play Tarmogoyf. Which is a 4/5. They probably have some sort of burn spell in hand. Yeah, we're dead. I mean, we're not dead, but we're dead. It's very unlikely that they don't draw something here. And that's a fatal push. So they can always kill their Dark Confidant, worst case scenario. Yeah. Oh, Blood Moon. Oh, Blood Moon. We go to 1. And we get Lightning Bolted. Yep, that's just how it goes sometimes. You can't always beat Jund. Jund is a really rough matchup for Infect. They have both the hand disruption aspect, they have the removal aspect, and they also have the sacrifice aspect, which is all 3 fronts that you need to beat Infect. Anyways, that was the 5th match with Infect here. Hope you enjoyed it. We played against some weird decks here. Got a bit unlucky sometimes, got a bit lucky some other times, but overall, we weren't rewarded for our metagaming. Anyways, thanks for watching these 5 matches, and stay tuned for the closing statements with Blue-Green Infect. I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, welcome back to the closing statements here with Blue-Green Infect. Yeah, I mean, I had higher hopes for the deck, but we were able to do pretty well with what we were given. We mulliganed pretty poorly in some of those matches. And we also got paired up against some of our worst matchups, I would say. While you can cheese some wins against Eldrazi and Taxes, Jund is just such a difficult matchup. But overall, I really liked how the deck performed. Obviously, the core of the deck is really powerful. There are some flex spots that could be of better use. So Bladed Mamba, it just seemed like such a mana-intensive card. Like, yeah, if you get to like the late game, like turn 7, 8, and you have maybe 5 lands out, and you rip it, and you're up against an interactive deck, it seems great. But the decks with Jace's Verdant Prodigy might just be better. Obviously, most of our creatures just die on sight if we don't protect them, but I don't know, having that extra Infector does seem nice, but I'm not sold on Blighted Mamba. Not sold. Obviously, I don't have the most experience with Infect as an archetype, but I do think that maybe these 2 slots could be better off as something else. Also, this one of Spell Pierce in the main deck felt kind of off. The rest of the deck, though, I thought was pretty good. Maybe we do have 1 more land than we need to here. Like, this 3rd forest is nice, but I think 2 is enough, and because we flooded out a fair amount of those games. Like, we drew a lot of lands. And of course, this was only 5 matches, but 21 is more lands than I've seen in any Infect build. 20 is the highest and 19 is the least, or sometimes 18, but usually it's 19 to 20. So 21 might just be a little too much. And it's where the variance gets you a little bit. Overall, though, the deck performed really explosively. Obviously, the loss of Gitaxian Probe definitely hurts the deck, but I did enjoy playing it, and I think if you metagame correctly, it could be perfect for a tournament. Obviously, there's still a lot of interaction out there. As you saw, there's Fatal Push. There's just Field of Ruin and Ghost Quarters decks. There's a lot of those out there. So we do get a bit of splash hate, right? Because there's people trying to beat Velka, trying to beat Tron. And then that also beats our Inkmoth Nexus plan. So overall, obviously, I'm not also the best pilot there is for Infect. It's the kind of deck that takes a lot of playtime and understanding and experience to know what the correct lines of play are, what hands are keepable. Sometimes, really, the game is, keeping the correct 7, 6, or 5 land hand, or even 4 or 5 card hand, not land. So it's really having a lot of intuition there too. The sideboard, I always felt like I didn't quite know how to sideboard. So maybe I just need a bit of like sideboarding guides for Infect, because I've been out of the game for Infect for quite a while here. So that would be kind of nice to see what's supposed to come in for what matchups and when, because obviously I was kind of just playing around. I do think against Jund, against more interactive decks, you are supposed to trim some of these Might of Old Crozas and Groundswells and things like that, and Mutagenic Growths even pretty aggressively, right? I think that's a matchup where you do want to prioritize interaction. So I would change that up a little bit in the future. But overall, those are my final statements here with Blue-Green Infect. I had a blast playing it, and I think it's a deck that I'd revisit in the future. Obviously, I'm not great at it, but it was a lot of fun to pilot. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. It is, of course, a blue deck, and I do play blue decks a lot, or basically all I play. But it's really not the normal blue deck that I normally play. So, again, I mentioned we're nearing 800 subscribers, which I want to thank all of you for being a part of that if you are subscribed. I've been thinking about maybe streaming soon, so let me know what you guys think about seeing me on Twitch live. Obviously, that would allow me to get a lot more content to you, and it would make the experience more personal, right? We get to interact in real time. That's something that I really look forward to if and when I do start streaming, being able to talk to the chat and talk to people and get some advice and just talk it out, because sometimes obviously I'm not the most experienced pilot of Infect, so having some advice would help just in general. But that is a switch that I'm looking to make probably after finals are over. I'll start looking into how to set that up. So if you guys want to see that, I know there was some interest for it a while back, but do let me know in the comments if that's something you would look forward to seeing, because that's something I think would be great. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching the video if you made it this far, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.